Perhaps it's Sonny who mastered the art of making idiots look smart. Now, The View could ask a mirror who's the dumbest one of all, but there's no way that glass doesn't shatter. So instead, let's check out this clip from Monday's episode of The View when the ladies put their science caps on and discuss the solar eclipse.
I know, right? I mean, I have to say, Karen Dupiche, our wonderful, wonderful makeup artist, when the earthquake was happening, she put her coat on, and she was like, Jesus is coming.
I'm out.
I'm out. I'm leaving. We've got a solar eclipse. We've got the earthquake. She ran down the hallway.
The rapture is here.
The rapture's here.
Their brains are small, but who's the dumbest one of all? True, none of them are in Mensa, but who's the most densa?
Sonny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out.
If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
So, Sonny hosted, you better watch what you say about somebody else. Because your husband gonna be down there with Big Tony. Your husband, these people, the audacity. Her husband is being accused of something that's far more egregious than what they claim did.
Sonny Hostin loves calling people out. She spent years demanding accountability, pushing for reparations, and insisting people today should pay for the sins of their ancestors. But guess what? Her own ancestors were slave owners. And how did she react when this bombshell dropped? With a smug, oh well, no apology, no accountability, just a casual shrug.
Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She destroyed the Rose Garden. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want to have anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him. I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Greg Gutfeld wasn't about to let this slide. He went all in, exposing the double standard and proving just how ridiculous identity politics becomes when it backfires on its biggest supporters. Greg Gutfeld isn't known for holding back, and when he caught wind of this revelation, he went in. He pointed out the obvious contradiction. If people should be held accountable for their ancestors' actions, why isn't Sonny holding herself accountable?
Because if she is shaming descendants of this, will she continue to do that when she is now one of them? Funny, she is so wrapped up in identity and she had no idea who she was.
Well, now we understand why she always makes Whoopi get the coffee.
Here's the outrage. Where's the self-imposed guilt? And here's where it gets even more ridiculous. Sonny has spent years attacking conservatives for not taking responsibility for historical injustices. She's pushed the idea that privilege is inherited and that people should own up to their past, even if they personally had nothing to do with it. But now, faced with the exact same logic applied to herself, she suddenly doesn't want to play the game. Gutfeld laid it out perfectly. This is why identity politics will always fail, he said, because sooner or later, the system will eat itself alive. And in this case, Sonny just got served a cold plate of her own medicine. Once the news broke, the internet erupted.
The true sign of the apocalypse is someone that dumb has a law degree. Worse, if your name has the word son in it, there's no excuse for not knowing how an eclipse works. But it's no surprise that Joy is the one who understands science. She's been on the science diet for years. They're turning on me. So that makes Sonny Hostin, who thinks climate change caused the solar eclipse, the dumbest of them all. Because everyone knows the moon caused the eclipse, which is controlled by the View's gravitational pull. All right, Kat, did you ever see such a group? It's amazing how Joy and Whoopi became the smart ones.
For me, the most shocking thing about the conversation was how truly boring it was. They're like, well, the cicadas, they're cicadas. Okay, but it was like every 100 years. No, it's every 17 years.
Social media was flooded with memes, tweets, and reaction videos mocking the absurdity of the situation. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. So let me get this straight. Sonny wants reparations from herself. Let me go grab the popcorn. And the best part? The silence from Sonny's co-hosts on The View was deafening. Usually they'd be the first to jump on any controversy, tearing apart public figures for their so-called double standards. But now, crickets. Even Whoopi Goldberg, who's never been shy about her opinions, looked visibly uncomfortable when the topic came up. It was as if everyone on the panel knew that addressing this scandal would only make things worse for their brand. Sunny is used to controlling the narrative, but this time, there was nowhere to run. She tried to laugh it off, pretending it wasn't a big deal. But when your entire platform is built on calling out privilege and historical accountability, people don't forget. And here's where it gets even crazier. Just when you thought Sunny's week couldn't get any worse, her husband got caught in a massive legal scandal. Major twist, switching gears to another controversy. As the internet was still processing Sunny's hypocrisy, another bombshell dropped. Her husband, Emmanuel HOSTIN, has been named in a massive insurance fraud case. We're talking millions of dollars in false claims, unnecessary surgeries, and bribery scandals. The case involves over 180 defendants, and guess what? Sunny's husband is right in the middle of it. Now, if you're thinking, wait, did Sunny know about this? You're not alone, because speculation is running wild. Some believe she's been fully aware of these shady dealings, but chose to stay silent. After all, it's not a good look when you're constantly preaching about ethics and morality while your own household is knee-deep in legal trouble. And just as this controversy was gaining steam, Joe Rogan decided to weigh in.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out.
If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Joe Rogan doesn't pull punches. And when he got wind of both Sunny's hypocrisy and her husband's legal mess, he let loose. He compared it to Sunny's past medical takes, where she confidently spread misinformation despite having no expertise. This is the same woman who lectured us about science, yet she couldn't see the fraud happening in her own home, Rogan questioned. And this isn't just about one scandal. It's about a pattern of public figures acting holier than thou while hiding skeletons in their own closets. But if you thought Sunny was the only one facing backlash this week, think again. Carrie Underwood has been thrown into cancel culture's latest meltdown. Why? Because she dared to perform at a presidential inauguration. And guess what? People are calling her a fascist sympathizer for it. Yes, you heard that right. Singing at an event is now enough to get you canceled. But here's the difference. Carrie isn't apologizing. Unlike Sunny, who tried to deflect and downplay her own hypocrisy, Carrie is standing firm, refusing to let the mob dictate her career. And honestly, that's something more celebrities could learn from. So where does this leave Sunny HOSTIN? She built a platform demanding accountability from others, but when the mirror was turned on her, she ran for cover. The question is, will she ever own up to it? Or will she just wait for the internet to forget? Either way, one thing is clear. When you play the game of outrage culture, sooner or later, you become the next target. What do you think? Should Sunny address this head-on, or is her silence just making it worse? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more truth bombs like this one.